Now to our big story tonight. Every 6 hours, someone in Michigan dies by suicide. People from across our state are working to change that, including the family of a Detroit Lions quarterback. 13 on Your Side's Matt Guard spoke with them about an event 21 years ago that changed their lives forever.
Eric Hipple drops to throw. Look out.
Eric Hipple took a lot of hits during his football career.
I kind of found that very empowering to be able to get back up and just be tough.
The worst hits came when his playing days were over.
Here they go.
After football, Hipple felt like he had lost part of his support system and his identity.
Mental health was never, even though it kind of had a background in our family, but it was never really discussed.
Never discussed, even after Hipple survived a suicide attempt.
Yeah, I jumped out of a car, so I dealt with it, so I'm past that. That was my mindset. I was in complete denial.
Life went on for the Hipples.
It was the American family, I thought, kind of, and yeah, that's how I remember it. Everything was great, and then, tragedy struck.
Tara Hipple was 7 years old when her brother Jeff died by suicide at 15.
I couldn't comprehend really what happened. I knew that Jeff was gone.
What was life like after Jeff passed?
When I became 15, the age that he was when he died, I was so angry at him. I had a lot of night terrors and a lot of panic attacks. I also became very depressed, self-harmed, lots of intrusive memories.
Attending trauma treatment changed Tara's life.
I wanted to be a trauma therapist, and I wanted to help people like how I was helped.
She graduated from college with honors and now works in Grand Rapids as a therapist.
It's incredible. I love seeing the growth in my clients.
In the meantime, Eric had become educated on mental health through a program at the University of Michigan.
I came out of that kind of gung-ho. Let's go.
The two had become a father-daughter team promoting mental health awareness for people around the world.
Army soldiers, Marines, and veterans, as well as schools, as well as parents.
Letting people know, even when they're struggling, they're not fighting alone.
It's so important to speak up and to get connection.
Eric and Tara believe Jeff would appreciate the work they're doing in his memory.
I have a dream of him, and he's proud. He just stands there and smiles and nods his head.
Being super proud of his sister, who had to endure, the death scene, and yet be able to come out of it okay, and not only okay, but thrive in it.
In Grand Rapids, I'm Matt Guard.
He was an incredible big brother.
13 on Your Side.
We asked some of our local mental health experts about the warning signs that someone is struggling or considering suicide. Look for changes in behavior like their sleeping or eating habits. Maybe they've lost energy or stopped doing the things they used to love. The most severe signs include giving things away or saying the world would be better without them. You can start a conversation with someone struggling by pointing out the changes you've noticed. You can ask how they feel, if they've ever felt that way, and if they've sought help. Those questions could lead to possible resources like a school counselor for children or an employee assistance program for adults. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is another resource saving lives. The number is on your screen. It's 1-800-273-8255. Callers are connected with professionals who talk them through what's going on and where help is available. Sometime next year, Michiganders will be able to call 988 to reach that service. Counselors say the simple 3-digit number could save the life of someone who is on the fence about suicide.
If it's easy, if it's very accessible for somebody to get help, they're just that much more likely to do it. And if they're able to have a good interaction and a positive experience with someone on the other end, that's very likely to push them in the direction, in a healthy direction.
Network 180, which is Kent County's community mental health authority, gets calls from the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline almost daily. Also in West Michigan, Be Nice is a mental health education and suicide prevention program. It teaches people how to notice mental illness, as well as coping skills and social emotional learning. Be Nice focuses on inviting conversations, challenging those who are struggling to find resources, and empowering them by treating them with kindness.
It's a plan, and it's bigger than just being nice. It's knowing that I can make a difference in someone's life.
Be Nice and other organizations will be hosting the screening of a suicide prevention documentary on December 9th at the new Special Olympics Center for Inclusion. And you'll find much more of our big story coverage on our website, 13onyourside.com. There's information on the story and all the resources you heard about tonight.